You know that feeling when you're trying to help a child, but they just seem gone, completely unresponsive. Well, if you've been there, you are definitely not alone. And today, we're going to look at that whole struggle from a totally new angle. And trust me, it might just change everything.
Wow, this quote, it just hits you, right? It gets right to the core of what we're talking about today. It's basically saying, hey, look past what you see on the surface. Look past the behavior and try to see the exhaustion underneath. It's a huge shift in perspective. So let's really dig in to what that means. Okay, so let's paint a picture. And I have a feeling this scene is going to feel familiar, really familiar. We're talking about that moment. You know the one when a simple, everyday task suddenly turns into this impossible standoff. So it all starts out pretty simple, right? You call him over for homework, you're trying your best to be patient, you're being encouraging, but instead of getting things going, you get nothing. Just stillness. And instead of, actually starting his work, he just freezes. He sits there staring at one spot. There's no response at all. Just this blank stare that feels like he's a million miles away. And let's be honest, your patience starts to run out fast. The frustration just bubbles up. I mean, how can you not get angry when it feels like you're being completely ignored, or worse, defied? And the silence just makes it 1,000 times worse. And that's it. The standoff is complete. You're stuck feeling totally powerless, and he's still locked away somewhere in his own world. So our first instinct, right, our gut reaction is to slap a label on this. We call it laziness or defiance. But what if we've got the diagnosis all wrong? I mean, what if it's not what it looks like at all? What if something totally different is going on under the hood? Okay, this is where we need to completely reframe the situation. On one side, you have the common view, right? What we jump to. We see laziness, we see defiance, we see apathy. But what if we look at it through this other lens, the system view? Suddenly, laziness becomes overload. Defiance turns into anxiety. And that apathy, it's not apathy at all. It's just pure exhaustion.
And that brings us to the big idea here, the real core of this whole thing. To really get what's happening, we have to stop seeing a kid who won't cooperate and start seeing a complex, deeply interconnected system. So what on earth do I mean when I say a system? Well, think of it like this. The struggles you're seeing on the outside, they aren't bad choices. They're not character flaws. They are symptoms. They're basically warning lights telling you that the internal network, that delicate balance of focus, emotion, and memory, is just not coping. It's hit a breaking point. And when that system can't cope, man, it's like a total cascade failure. It's not that he won't focus. His brain literally can't hold on to it. His emotions are so powerful, they're actually disrupting his attention. And that anxiety, it's like a circuit breaker that just flips, shutting down his access to memory. So, you see, he's not refusing to try. He actually, literally can't. And here's why this matters so much. Our perspective isn't just a way of thinking. It has real, tangible consequences. Seriously. The way we choose to see this child right now, in this moment, it will directly shape their future. So let's look at the two very different paths that split off from this one single point. First, let's go down the path of misunderstanding. We keep labeling him lazy, defiant. What happens? Well, give it a year, and that shutdown might turn into a flat-out refusal to even study. Give it 2 years, and he might start closing himself off from you completely. The connection starts to break. And after 3 years, this is the heartbreaking part, he starts to believe it himself. He truly starts to believe that something is fundamentally wrong with him. But what about the other path, the path of understanding? What happens if we see a system that just needs our help? The change can be incredible, and it can happen fast. In just 1 month, you might hear him say with pride, "Hey, I understood this myself." After 2 months, maybe getting ready for things doesn't involve tears anymore. And within 3 months, he starts to believe in himself again, but this time without all that fear. So look, this isn't about finding some new magic parenting trick. It's not a quick fix. It's about a fundamental shift in how we see the problem itself. It's about rebooting our own perspective so we can help them reboot their system. And if you take away only one thing from this, let it be this. The goal isn't to fix the behavior. That's just the symptom, the tip of the iceberg. The real goal, the real work, is to understand and support the overwhelmed system that's causing it in the first place. So I'm going to leave you with this question. The next time you see that shutdown, that blank stare, just pause, take a breath, and instead of asking, "Why aren't you listening to me?" ask yourself this: what is my child's system trying to tell me right now? Because listening for that answer, well, that could change absolutely everything.